Hey. Okay, this is really hard. Forgive me. I've got new glasses on. I'm trying to get used to, and I can't see up close or middle distance. So there you go. Welcome to Coffee and Miracles. Got my new coffee cup. I think my sister gave me this one. It's got a little purple on the bottom. And so two of my very favorite things, coffee and miracles. Miracles because God provides all kinds of amazing things. And this week, I wanted to talk to you about, in the beginning, there was JoJo by herself. Now, 42 years ago this month, I met my husband. Long time. And I wanted to share this story because I want to bring you miracles, both big and small, because the more miracles we hear about, the more we look for them, the more we see them in our own lives, the amazing things that happen that God allows, and the more we're able to kind of see them coming, maybe in the tough times. So we all have tough times down here on earth, and it's hard to get through some of those things, especially when they go on for a long time, or you've got multiple, and they go on. So I wanted to share with you, since it's the 42nd year that my husband and I have known each other since we met. I wanted to share the story. I love hearing about how people meet because it's kind of little miracles that God allows that brings your spouse to you. And I love hearing, especially stories where people have been married a really long time. So we've been married 36 and a half years, but we met 42 years ago this month at Cal State Northridge. I was in a sorority and he was pledging a fraternity, and his fraternity came to serenade my sorority. And this was before school actually started. This was, I think, like 2 weeks or something before school had actually started. So I usually tell people, my husband met me before I met him. So basically, when I heard, I was at the sorority meeting and I had heard that the boys were coming to serenade us, I took my glasses off because I did not like the way I looked in my glasses. But I am legally blind without my glasses on, so I could not see. There was a big blur of men standing in front of us singing, and I had no idea what any of them looked like because I took my glasses off. A couple of weeks later, I discovered that he was in my psychology class. And so that, what to me was kind of amazing anyway. I mean, Cal State Northridge is not one of the biggest universities, but even then, 42 years ago, it had a lot of people, and the odds of us meeting again in a class was rather rare, I thought. And so we met each other, and he told me that he was in the fraternity that came to serenade. He was there. And so he sat right next to me. And Professor Strymer, and I will never forget his name because Richard made a big impression on Professor Strymer. So he sat right next to me and was talking to me throughout the class, which was kind of a big no-no because you don't do that. You're listening to the professor, but he and I were having these conversations, and the professor kept calling him Romeo. And we started seeing each other outside of class, and we got to the point where we were seeing each other every day, even though that class, I think, was only like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that. We saw each other every day. We hung out together. I remember sitting in parking lots, just talking about all kinds of different things about life and what we believed and everything. And we started dating, and he had this big old fancy looking car. Camaro, and he was very proud of that. And so I remember having these really deep discussions about all kinds of things. So 42 years ago, that's what we were doing. And I was attending his fraternity parties, and we just were dating and really hitting it off. And I posted a picture of the two of us, not when we met, but this is when we went to a it was one of the sorority dances or events, and more formal. So, and you will note I was wearing green. Green is not my favorite color, but back in those days, nothing came in purple. So, but he has, over the 42 years we've known each other and 36 and a half years that we've been married, he has fully supported my purple habit and has purchased things where you can see in the background. There's some things that are purple, probably all from him. This was from my sister, so they all support my purple habit. And so 42 years ago we met, 36 and a half years ago we married, and we are still together. And it's just been amazing to think about, if that had not happened, if those two events together had not happened, I would not have had 36 years with him, 42 years together. I would not have had my two kids, who are the most amazing kids on the planet. I know you think yours are. But I just want you to think about some of the things, and some people might call them coincidences. I believe God puts those things in your life, and blesses them into amazing things. So I just want you to think about those things, because sometimes life can be really difficult. And it if you think about all of the wonderful ways that God puts things and people and situations in your life to bless you, sometimes that can make the tough things easier if you're looking for them. You're constantly looking for them. And some of the things are like really, really tiny, like a sunset or a picture of something, like a purple flower will just do it for me. Any little blessing, and God puts those little things in your life so that you can dwell on them, so that you can have those things in the back of your mind, so that you can continually look for those types of things. And so it's I think very important that we look for the miracles, big and small, and that we look for those even when we don't see them, even when we're in despair, even when stuff is going on, multiple stuff and stuff for a really long time. If we keep focusing on those things, it will encourage us. And so I just challenge you to, if you're going through a tough time, you can message me, I'll be praying for you. But if you are looking for those miracles, if you're looking for the miracles past, present, and future, you are going to see more of them as you do. And that's what this show is all about. So just wanted to encourage you today on the 42nd anniversary month of when my husband and I met. And Coffee with Miracles. See you next time.